Hey, what's good, guys? This is your boy Electronic Ice Cat, your Mr. Ice Cat's channel. Rate, comment, subscribe. So this video is going to be about my thoughts on a Disney Channel star called Bella Thorne, right? My thoughts about this girl is that the way she's being portrayed as of right now, the way she's being portrayed, they're making her out to be Hollywood's next big slut, you know? And have you seen some of her pictures? The way she poses and that. I mean, this girl is 16 years old, right? And they've made her do this from the age of 15. 15. You see how sick people are becoming nowadays. They don't give a fuck about the age. They don't give a fuck about consequences no more. They don't give a fuck about the repercussions. They don't give a fuck about anything but to exploit people, young people like this girl, Bella. Posing in bikini, making her show her ass, stuff like that. Portraying her as some sort of sex symbol. You know, at such a young age. She's not even fucking 18 yet. She's got about a year and a bit left to go before she reaches that age, and they couldn't wait until she reaches that age. So they start from an early age, portraying her like a slut, stripping her of her dignity. Now, I don't really know much about this girl, but I've seen her on this program called Size 'Em Up or something like that. I think she was on that show. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really watch Disney Channel anymore. I stopped watching that a few years back, so I don't really know what type of stuff she does on that besides the show that she does. So, yeah, what Hollywood is trying to do basically, or shall I say Hollyweird at the moment, is exploiting people like her. And I think the reason why they do this is because people like her are weak-minded. They don't have a mind of their own. They're easily brainwashed. They're easily brainwashed, so they just follow the grain. They go with the flow because they want to be accepted into something that is gonna fuck them up in the long run. Look what they did with Rihanna back in the day. Like, first of all, she came onto the scene, you know, decent and whatnot back in 2005-06 until 2007. She started dressing like a slut, basically becoming a bad role model for young girls. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, they're worried about all these pedophiles looking up at these young girls because of the way they dress. If you want to blame somebody, blame these artists. All right? Blame these artists because they are the ones that are turning your children into sluts. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, where are the parents? Why ain't the parents doing anything? Why aren't they monitoring their children? Especially young female girls. Because they're easily brainwashed. And once they get brainwashed, it's hard for them to comprehend on the real thing or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fucking bullshit, yeah? They want to make up noise when pedophiles, right, look up on all these girls, right, and then make an example out of them. When they're the ones, right, who are promoting all this slutty shit for young girls who are below the age of 18 or below 16, below 15. The world is getting sicker and sicker every fucking day. There ain't no proper education for them. Yes, there is sexual education, but they're not doing it in the right way. They're not actually going about it the right way. They're going about it in a way where they think it's acceptable to dress anyhow. They think it's acceptable for young girls to be dressing half fucking naked on the streets and attracting the wrong attention. That's not right. That's not right at all. You can't argue with me on that one. You know it yourself. That's what they're doing to Bella Thorne. They're trying to make her, you know, sort of like, I wouldn't say the next Rihanna, but similar to Rihanna. They try to make her at a young age because they know that young kids watch her shows, right? They know that young kids, you know, like her. She has young fans and whatnot. So basically, whatever she does, right, her fans will follow. And that's what they're trying to do. Remember that, what's it called? If some of you guys don't know, if you check my previous video I did a couple of months back called The Curse of Disney Channel, which it is a curse, you know what I'm talking about. You'll get a glimpse of what I'm saying. Because the Disney Channel is an organization that exploits young people. They don't make them stars. If anything, they turn them into fucking garbage. That's what they do. They eat you up and spit you out. They use you and they abuse you. You know what I mean? It's just sickening. I mean, they did this. They tried to do the same thing with Hilary Duff back in the day, back in 2003 and 4. But lucky enough, Hilary Duff actually escaped it. She actually left Disney before they could control her even more. You know what I'm saying? Hence why you don't really hear much about her anymore. I know she's a mother now and she has a kid. But besides that, she has nothing to do with the mainstream bullshit no more. You know what I'm saying? And because Bella Thorne, right? Because she's young, she's assumingly naive, right? She does anything what the people tell her to do. So if they was to tell her to dress naked now, right? Pose naked, should most likely do it. Why? Because once again, they want to target people to make the masses look up to people like Bella. A 16-year-old girl, born in 1997. Hasn't even fucking fully developed yet. And they want to use a 16-year-old girl as an example. I swear that's illegal. Well, in most parts of the United States, but in the UK and certain parts of the world, she's barely legal. But that doesn't excuse the fact that, you know, she's a young girl and they're just making her out to be some sort of slut. And that's what she's going to be portrayed as. She's going to be portrayed as that. They're going to portray her as that. Trust me. She's basically, she's next on the list. You know? She's the biggest target right now, gone. Because I've seen a lot of pictures of her on the internet and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. This girl is like 15, 16 and already she's posing like that. And then she's been doing it before she even turned 16, which makes it even more sick and revolting. It just makes me sick when I think about it. Like, the industry these days has just gone mad. And when you try and argue against it now, people turn on you. People think that you're talking shit. You don't know what you're talking about. Because they don't like to hear the truth. Because the truth fucking hurts. Like I said before, when you tell lies, right? Which a lot of people, the majority of people in this world love secretly. When you tell them lies, they become your friend. But when you, the minute you tell them the truth, you're an enemy to them. You're a public enemy to them. That's how it is. They don't like hearing the truth. They want to hear bullshit lies. And a lot of these kids today love to hear lies. Why do you think they are so addicted to the mainstream bullshit? Don't get me wrong. When I was young, I used to love mainstream music. I used to love it back when I was 13, that is. You know, until I got a little bit older and then I started realizing that, hold on, what the fuck am I listening to? What the fuck have I been listening to all along? This was before Drake and Lil Wayne. Well, Lil Wayne has been on the scene a little bit longer, but this was before when Drake, Rick Ross, the fake Rick Ross, all of these guys here came on the scene. Luckily, I stopped listening to it in time and get to know the real fact with mainstream music and mainstream Hollywood. It's just complete bullshit these days. It's like you're either with them or against them, really and truly. I mean, it's like if they can make a young 16-year-old girl as an example of the, of looking overly sexy and attracting the wrong crowd, then they can do whatever the fuck they want. They're gonna program people to make it seem acceptable, which is not. It's not acceptable. I don't agree with that bullshit. Because the girl's barely legal, and they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be using her because she's probably vulnerable. She's scared to speak up. She would rather let them control her than, her controlling herself and creating a mind of her own. That's why Ali and AJ opted out of the bullshit, because they knew what was coming. And that's partly the reason why they may have been dropped from the record label, because probably they wanted them to look sexy in their music videos and shit. And they wanted to control them. But because they have a mind of their own and they're quite real, they opted out. And that's why you don't hear much about them anymore. Since 2008, that is, 2009. You know what I'm saying? Same with a few other people. A few other cats that were on the scene once before. I just don't know what to say anymore. I really fucking don't. And if you don't believe me, if you think I'm bluffing, then type in Bella Thorne, whatever, photo shoot, and then you see her in her bikini and shit, making out as if she's showing her ass, trying to expose herself slightly and whatnot. Imagine when she turns 18 now. They're going to make her be sucking dick in a fucking movie once her show gets cancelled. They're going to make her do some sick shit. That's where they start off first. They start off with her, doing photo shoots with her looking all sexy and shit. And then when she reaches 18, then that's when they get real. They get real nasty with her. This is real talk. I'm not bluffing. I'm not bluffing at all. I'm speaking facts right here. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of this bullshit all the time. It's just sick. It really is sick. Using young people as an example of looking all sexy and that, it's just complete bullshit. I don't agree with that at all. Because it's going to make young fans, it's going to make young fans wanting to do what she does. They're going to think that, dressing sexy on the streets and that, half naked and that, they're going to think it's okay. Because they don't know any better. They don't know the dangers of it and the consequences. Because they don't know who they're attracting and you don't know who's out there. There's a lot of predators out there. So people have to be careful. People need to wake up and have a mind of their own and know the real thing. Because, boy, if they don't wake up in time, then they're going to fall into the trap. And then they're going to turn out like this Bella Thorne guy, being mind controlled and screwed over, which is not good at all. And the parents need to be, training their kids. They need to be monitoring their kids on these things, because it's very easy for young people to go down the sexual route. You know what I'm saying? It's like sex comes before success. Nah, hard work comes before success. Not sex comes before success. If you know what I'm saying. It's just really, really dumb. It's really retarded. And, boy, I just hope somebody makes a change and, turn things around before it's too late. But in a few years' time, if Bella Thorne, continues to make these people control her and that, then she's going to be like the next Paris Hilton, or probably Lindsay Lohan, probably end up on drugs and becoming a hooker or slut, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she's going into that route or going to be going into that route, But it's a possibility if she doesn't change and, you know, she wakes up in that, because right now it seems like it's heading to that path. So that's my take on it, you know what I'm saying? It's just really, really sick. It's really, really sick to be hearing things like this and seeing things like this on YouTube, and that for young kids to think that it's okay to look sexy and that, you know, that's why there's so much baby mamas out there today, young baby mamas, that is, kids having kids, you know, without an education or a brain or an intelligence to know what life is, you know, and sorting yourself out before, you know, it's just ridiculous. It really is, and that's what's destroying the world. And if, you know, it's up to, you know, the older ones to save these kids, because if they're not saved in time, then the world is doomed. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you think about this situation, because this situation is just fucking sick. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at RetronicIceCat. Subscribe to my other channel, Real News Talk, where I'm going to start be doing world news on the other channel from June 1st onwards. And yeah, that's about it right now. Say no more. Peace.